Welcome, everybody, to Xfinity Sports Extra. We are painting the town orange and blue this week with a little splash of purple in there. Broncos training camp is just about here, and the Rockies are back on a roll towards the postseason. Lots to talk about tonight, so let's do it, shall we? Broncos and Rockies insider Troy Rink is here, and, of course, ESPN superstar and Denver sports legend Woody Page here as well. All right, guys, Broncos rookies reported to Dove Valley today. So it is on. So let's start right there. Troy, the rookie class coming in, who's the one that'll make the most noise this season?
I think it's going to be DeMarcus Walker, and here's why. He's a situational pass rusher that can come from the inside, push up, get a rush. They basically missed most of last year without Antonio Smith, who was very good in that role. Also, this is a guy who has a chip on his shoulder. I've never interviewed a guy after a draft who was so upset about where he was drafted. He thought he was the best pass rusher in the draft. He falls to the Broncos. The other thing is, I believe he's going to be better against the run, Woody, than people think. So my answer is DeMarcus Ware, because the role available, and we're going to physically see it in the stats that he is the most impactful guy.
Well, it's a nice answer, but are you a member of the Lollipop Guild or something? I mean, you're off to see the Wizard. I'm going to give you somebody that's going to make a difference. Carlos Henderson. Here's a guy that averaged almost 20 yards per catch last year. He's got the speed, 4.4. He has got the ability to break away after he catches a ball. The guy was a great kick returner if they need him in that role. And we saw it since Wes Welker and Brandon Stokely have been here, they have not had a slot receiver. They need somebody to take the pressure on the two wide receivers. It's not going to be Walker. He's in the rotation. We're talking about a guy that's going to play every down.
Isaiah McKenzie.
Walker,
Isaiah McKenzie's going to have more
Anybody hear about Garrett Bowles? Anybody? Left tackle?
Come on.
Garrett Bowles, first-round pick?
Lionel's going to be living on Pro Football Focus, getting his stats on balls.
Yeah,
it's going to be Isaiah McKenzie.
Well, I was going to say Bowles just because Woody said they were going to pick Bowles weeks before it happened in round one. I thought that was going to be his guy, but hey, Henderson, Walker, Bowles. I like it. Three different answers. All right, the quarterback competition, of course. Number one topic of conversation, number one priority of this new coaching staff. Paxton Lynch, Trevor Siemian. What are they thinking right now, guys? 4 days before camp starts. What is in Trevor's head as he has to go out and win the job for the second year in a row here, Troy?
Well, he needs to grab this job by the nape of the neck. He let Paxton Lynch back into this derby. I think in an ideal world, they would have preferred to announce Siemian as the starter when they broke for June. He didn't make that happen. He did not distinguish himself enough. So I believe that Trevor Siemian, Woody, is going to take chances. He's going to be much more willing to push the ball downfield because he let Paxton back into this competition. And it's up to Siemian now to do things maybe Paxton does well, which is throw the deep ball.
Well, I think you're asking me what's in his head.
Yes.
I don't even know what's in my head.
We know that. I don't think anybody does.
Nobody does. So,
but here we go. Oh, what is Trevor thinking? I better hold this guy off. That I better take more opportunities. I better take more chances down the field because we know that that's what Lynch's strength is going to be, throwing the ball down the field, taking more chances. Trevor is a nice, safe choice. That's why I think Paxton's going to end up with a job, and we know whose authority is going to weigh out more than anybody else's there. So Trevor's thinking, I don't want to be the backup. I've earned this job last year. I think Paxton's thinking, I've got this right in my hands if I don't blow it.
I wonder if Trevor's thinking, all right, I bet John Elway and the staff would love to have their number one pick be the starting quarterback. I'm fighting an uphill battle here, but as you said, chip on my shoulder. He's kind of done that his whole career, so we'll see how it plays out starting on Thursday. And now, the stadium. Woody, I love your latest column. The rock band America, with the hit song in 1971, went into the desert on a horse with no name. Well, the Broncos are going into the season in a stadium with no name.
And it's funny in its own way because we know what the name of the stadium should be, but there's no money in it to call it Mile High Stadium. So what they've had to do is they've had two bad companies. Let's face it, two bad companies have put their name on the stadium. And Joe Ellis told me, we're going to take our time because we don't make sure that we have somebody that's here at least 10, 15 years. The Oakland Alameda Coliseum changes its name every year to some new .com.
Yes.
But the problem is, And I think Joe was very forthright when he said to me, people want to put their name on new stadiums like the one in L.A. So they're looking for a deal that maybe can give them $10 to $15 million a year for a 10 to 15-year period, because the upkeep and improvement on that stadium, and I've even given up the battle of it being Mile High Stadium, because you got to have a name on it these days. But until that happens, I'm not going to call it by that name it's had on it the last 2 years. It's going to be Mile High Stadium as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and Woody had a good point in his column, which is that it costs, what, $400,000 or so to take down the signage, which that's what they're saying is they don't want to take down the signage, put up Mile High or call it Pat Bowlen Field, and then take it back down again. So they want a permanent sponsor. So you know, Coors would make sense, or DirecTV, somebody with real legs, roots here, because as Woody's mentioned, Invesco and Sports Authority both fizzled out, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's funny. 400 grand to take the signs down. So Sports Authority feels going to stay up there. As what he said in his column, he thought it would take 2 guys with a pair of pliers and a ladder, right? And that's what it would be, but 400K. All right, Mile High Stadium it is.
Christmas decorations. I mean, how tough is that?
Right. All right, guys, time for a break right now. But when we come back, this year looks like baseball season isn't going to end when the Broncos start training camp. Rockies have bailed out the boat. The purple train is back on track. Did you see this play by Kyle Freeland today? But do they still need to make a move? We'll discuss. And Denver's NASCAR team, a little bit of crash and a lot of burn at the Brickyard today. That's next on Xfinity Sports Extra. Welcome back to Xfinity Sports Extra. Now, the Rockies had the wheels come off the wagon in late June and early July, and at that time, manager Bud Black and the Rockies players told us, they told Troy, they told Woody, relax, stay calm, and rock on. This happens in baseball. The Rockies had the players to turn it back to good. That's what they said. Well, here we are. CSU Day at Coors Field today. Lots of green and gold to go with the purple. Rams and Rockies fans both happy today. You got to see this. Denver's own Kyle Freeland on the mound. Chopper up the third baseline by Josh Bell. Kyle went and got it, and the jump throw, one hopper to Mark Reynolds, and sweet Derek Jeter. That had to be the play of the day. Super slow-mo does it justice. The mechanics of this beauty. The spin, the jump, the throw. And Kyle not bad on the mound either. 6 innings, gave up only 2 runs. Meanwhile, back in the batter's box, Charlie Blackmon. He's here! Charlie Blackmon! Charlie! Smacked one hard to left. That's the rare and elusive opposite field homer. Number 24. Then in the 6th, it was story time. Trevor got a hold of it. We need him to come alive down the stretch. This was good. Number 2 crushed. Then in the 8th, Mark Reynolds. Oh, second of the game. Rockies won at 13-3. That's 6 of the last 7. Freeland now 10-7. As of right now, Rockies hold the first wild card spot by 1 game over Arizona. All right, back with Woody Page and Troy Rank. So the bleeding has stopped. The ship's no longer sinking. The train's back on the tracks. Everybody's jumping back on the bandwagon, guys. But Troy, is there still trouble in paradise?
Well, you saw it on Saturday night when they were forced to use Greg Holland with a 5-run lead. Lionel, if that didn't scream to you that this bullpen needs help, then what does? I mean, Greg Holland is the only guy that you can predict performance night to night. They need Addison Reed or A.J. Ramos. You've got to go out and get a reliever. At this point, you can't trust that Dunn and Ottavino are going to figure it out, which means, of course, Woody, you're probably going to suggest they get a starter of all things.
Well, the Texas Rangers have a guy named Darvish who is available, and I mean, it's already causing explosions in the studio.
Sets on fire.
Yeah, that you actually can get a guy who's a quality starting pitcher. The Rangers are going nowhere. And here's what you can do. The reason why I am so emphatic about this is they're trying to protect the innings pitched by all these rookie pitchers. Well, the way you do that is get a veteran and put him in the lineup that you can depend on, and then you can use them as they've tried to do, and Bud Black has tried to do lately, where you work them a couple of 3 innings, and they don't end up with 230 innings.
Well, but you have internal options, though. You have Tyler Anderson. You have a guy that's maybe Lionel's going to talk about now.
I got a guy. I got a name here. What about Chad Bettis, everybody?
Exactly, right there.
He started tonight for the AAA Albuquerque Isotopes, went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 4, 3 strikeouts. 14-game winner of last season, of course, fighting off cancer twice in the last year. He's got some work to do, obviously, but could he be the arm that comes in and saves the season here?
Well, he could be in the bullpen. I think it's a bit of a stretch and ambitious to say he could start, Woody. I think he's closed in the past. I think he could close for him. I'm not closed, but I think he could go to the pen for him.
I do agree with you. It's tough to stretch him out right now.
All right. Hey, we got a NASCAR team in Denver, guys. They are number 1 in the standings.
Tough day today, though.
Yeah, Furniture Row Racing here. Let's check the Brickyard 400 today. Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch battling for the lead on lap 111. Martin couldn't hold it down low, got loose, and got up into the 18. And we got twisted steel and some crash and burn. And some fire. The 78 car went up in flames. Martin got out okay, but his day was done. The two fastest cars out in one big crash. Disappointing finish for the leader in the point standings, but Martin is still in the top spot. Casey Kane won the race, but it coulda, shoulda, woulda been Truex or Busch, and Martin said after, "My bad."
It's totally my fault. You know, didn't really know what to expect in that position. You know, didn't really realize he was going to drive in that deep and suck me around. So, you know, I got to take the blame for that one. Obviously, it was my fault. So, hate it for Kyle. He had a great car. We did as well. But, you know, that's racing. So, glad I was able to get out. The fire was bad and, you know, had no brakes. Had to run into the wall a second time just try to get the thing stopped so I could get out. So, fortunately, I'm okay. And, you know, we'll live to race another day.
All right, Thunder Valley and Morrison, Bandimere Speedway, the 38th annual Mopar Mile High Nationals. Robert Height won the funny car finals. The numbers, 3.995 seconds, 317 miles an hour. Top Fuel dragster Antron Brown beat Leah Pritchett in the finals, 3.792 seconds, 320 miles an hour almost. And in Pro Stock, Drew Skillman won over Bo Butner, 6.916 seconds, 198 miles an hour. Fast times at Mile High. And a good time had by all. Final round of the Open. Jordan Spieth on 13. One of the worst tee shots of his life. Look at him. 4. It went right, like 100 yards right off the fairway. Spieth had a search crew out there. Found his ball on the side of a hill. Somehow he battled out of that and made bogey. He was one shot down at that point. But then came one of the best finishes in major history. On 14, his tee shot, he almost holed it out. Close enough for a birdie. On 15, here it is. The signature putt of the tournament. From long distance, Spieth, with nerves of steel and a putter of gold, the Eagle has dropped. He made up 3 shots in 2 holes, then birdie on 16, birdie on 17, 18 for the win. Wow, birdie, Eagle, birdie, birdie, par to win the Open by 3 shots. He ties Jack Nicklaus with 3 majors before the age of 24. His 11th victory and, yeah, face and future of the PGA. Time for another break, but when we come back, it's last call with Woody and Troy. And the Outlaws tonight at Mile High Stadium. The Machine fought the Law, and Eric Law won. Next on Xfinity Sports Extra. All right, we got some lacrosse tonight. Denver Outlaws, Ohio Machine. Former DU star Eric Law, this is one for the books. Up front, rebound, shot block, rebound, no look, over the shoulder, bouncer in the net. A lot going on there. Must have slow-mo to see it all and understand the thing of beauty. There you go. But Law and the Outlaws lost 13-12 in a matchup of the league's 2 best teams. And the World Series of Poker 2017, 25-year-old accountant Scott Bloomstein needs a 2 to win the jackpot. He got it. That's the only card that would have won it for him, and it came up a deuce. The accountant from Jersey, hey, man, keep your shirt on, buddy. He wins the World Series of Poker. $8.1 million will buy you a bunch of new shirts, so who cares? Nicely done. All right, back with Woody Page and Troy Rank. It is time for last call, rapid fire. Guys, when Kyrie Irving said he wanted to trade out of Cleveland, everybody, Twitter, everybody, oh, the Nuggets can trade for Kyrie Irving. We'll get Kyrie Irving. Are they in the same league as Kyrie Irving at this point?
In a word, no. Go ahead, Woody.
Maybe.
That's rapid fire.
Maybe if they give him 6 dispensaries. That's about the only chance they have. He's not coming here. And you'd have
so
to
you're
give
saying
up the
there's a
chance.
No, so Kyrie Irving wanting to be traded to the Denver Nuggets. They're not yet
He wants
there.
Spurs.
Even with Paul Millsap
he said
here.
he wants Spurs,
right.
Heat, or Timberwolves, so no chance.
All right, guys, we saw Jordan Spieth, a tremendous performance here in the final round of the British Open on holes 14 through 18. Is he the new face of golf? Will he challenge Tiger Woods as the most popular golfer in the world?
I think why he can is he doesn't have to play a guy like Tiger Woods, Woody. Who's going to prevent him from doing it?
Well, I've got that shot by the truck. I've had that in a lot of parking lots. So I got that, so I don't know about that. But he's not the next Tiger. He is Jordan. And I'm not talking about Michael Jordan. He is his own man. He's got his own personality. He's a team. He's Team Jordan because he talks about his caddy all the time, who is a great help to him. And I think he's got his own future. And Tiger's the one who established that he was the guy that replaced Nicklaus. Well, Jordan's not talking about it. In fact, he says, I'm not Tiger.
All right, guys, thanks. At this time next Sunday, we'll have 4 days of Broncos training camp to talk about. Unbelievable. Right now, though, let's go over to Jackie and Stacy.
Thank you, gentlemen. Go ahead. Yeah, some warm weather next couple days. A little bit of a